my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this is a test 1-2, making sure the audio is coming through all delightful and wonderfully so. Pretty sure that we're good. Pretty sure that everything's great. I do apologize on the slight delay to get things started, so please bear with me as I'm plugging some things in. It seemed that I had a little kickback on some of the settings that I had set up before, so please bear with me, and thank you for your patience for another minute or two until we get started. Music's real loud in comparison. Yeah, don't worry too much about that. Music's more important right now. I'll be on the screen and I'll be talking way over the music, so don't worry. It's always super exciting when you take all this time to prepare a stream and then everything that can possibly goes wrong happens right at the start of it. Let's make sure that we can pop right on over to the game screen. Of course we can. Of course, Steam Deck has also decided to do me right now. Oh my gosh. Hang on, one more second. We just have to do a quick reset. My goodness, I don't even have the powers to change my screen, guys. Oh my gosh, I don't know about you, but it's always fun. It's always fun when you put all this time and effort and work into a situation to bring it all together, and then right near when it's supposed to happen, everything just decides, oh, I don't really feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really feel like it. Oh my gosh. So I think I'm gonna have to just manually click in order to bring myself over here. Wow. Yeah, okay. Let's just see if there's something that I need to reset here. Hi everybody, welcome to the official Rockfish game stream where every time we stream, it's absolutely 100% perfect. We never have any issues. I am your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games. It's such a delight to be here. We actually have some new stuff to talk about. It's gonna be exciting. I wonder if I can do this. Can we do... well, okay, so that's working. I didn't want that one. I wanted the exciting one. Okay, perfect. Nailed it. All right, so we want to, hang on. Are these buttons working? No, I can't change scenes, so that's fine. Guys, don't worry about it. When we change scenes, I'm just gonna manually do it. It'll be fine. I'll fix it for next time. Not a big deal. So, what are we talking about today? What's the coverage of Everspace 2 early access? Where are we going? Well, we are, in fact, going to be talking about enemy variants and item variants. This is something that I've alluded to quite a lot, and we've slowly been able to peel back those layers to reveal those things to you. The first form of this actually happened with the Outlaw Proto Scout. So a lot of you guys are probably familiar with that. If you're not, well, let me introduce it to you. Basically, this is another Outlaw Scout that puts emphasis on energy. That makes it more shield efficient, and it does energy shields draining weapons. Okay, so it's a more optimized energy-based fighter for the Outlaw Scout. Okay, and we're gonna see even more of those. Those are gonna be spread out even further. So we are not done, and I want to just like kick things off with that. So first, let's let Dax take it away where we left off.
Excellent, you're back.
Yes.
We're so close to finding the Ghost Fleet, but there's one last distractor between us and that hive. And it's located at the worst possible place.
Palayman's Wound. Isn't that where the Okar blew up a planet to end the war?
Yeah, only one orbital fortress survived. Bloodstar used to hold me there, torture me. That was before they moved me to Fort Cetus, where we met.
They tortured you?
That job I'm working on, Gas Mask had gotten wind of it and thought treating me to some electroshocks would get me talking. But you can't get blood from a stone. During my stay, I got to see what they had stationed there, and let me tell you, Peliman's wound is a scrap ton of bad.
And that place is their third distractor?
Yep, but I'm not letting you fight them alone. Get yourself buffed up and prepared to be away for a while. I'll be waiting for you at the wound.
All right, so very, very good. So we are going to be going into Bloodstar territory in order to find these details regarding the Cedo Ghost fleet. And as you guys probably might have already put together by my talking about variations of enemies, and then also talking about outlaws, and now talking about Bloodstar territory, and you probably are also reading the title of the stream itself, you'll know that we are putting emphasis on Bloodstar today, and a little bit of what they have. Now, I do have to give that super huge proverbial, this is work in progress, blah, blah, blah sort of speech that you guys should be very well aware of since, you know, it's early access. But just in case, you know, just putting it out there so you guys are aware. We also left off with the same coloration we had last time on our ship. I'm kind of happy with this. We are going to go ahead and repair everything, and restock just to get us right where we need to be. And we are just going to go flying in. Let's also take a quick look in here, and we're going to see one other change. Because as you guys know, you're getting bleeding edge development here, so you're also going to see all of the little issues that also brings up. Since this isn't live yet, there are absolutely problems with this build, which is why it's not live. For example, you'll see that the consumable slots have the design of a controller, yet I'm using a mouse. We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry too much about that, okay? So it looks kind of goofy. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Bleeding edge stuff here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up all the resources that I like to hoard. That's just the way I am. We have way too many signal decoders. That's fine. Okay. So now all that taken care of, we're gonna launch out into space. We're gonna start flying into Bloodstar territory, and we are gonna start talking more about those units, what they have to offer, and more. Cool. Let's see, now do we have to go anywhere else, or are we just going straight? Oh yeah, we're just going straight in. Oh my gosh, I love it. So hopefully we can encounter these new enemy types right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. I said types, I meant variants. Variants. Let me tell you what, guys, we're gonna see a lot of variants to enemies, okay? So I know it was last stream, or it was the stream before that, so maybe I don't know. Ha! It was a recent stream where I was talking about variety of enemy types and how we were gonna do more work with AI, and somebody had mentioned in the chat, they said, well, you know, don't hype this up too much. We don't want to expect like super advanced AI. And frankly speaking, we're not trying to do anything super crazy with AI. What we're doing is we're going to be providing different patterns and different variants so that when you encounter two of the same, they're not going to operate exactly the same. Something that's been pointed out time and time and time again, especially from Everspace 1, is that enemies will lock onto you and then fly straight at you. So in most cases, you can just like backpedal and just shoot in a straight line and you kill them. It can kind of be seen as a little boring. We get that. We want to add that rich variety to maybe an enemy loops around you instead, or maybe an enemy uses cover, or maybe an enemy does this, that, or the other thing. You'll actually already see that a bit in Everspace 2. We've started to develop this. With the bombers especially, they'll stay away from you, and they'll barrage you with missiles from afar, right? You guys have all seen that, right? I hope so. Then, of course, we also have the mine layers that actually cycles around you. Like it goes in circles to drop or throw mines at you, right? And then we have other ones that don't really care what you're doing. They just fly in their own direction and do their own thing. And you're gonna see more of that variety to keep you on your toes so that you can't just expect the same thing every time, and you'll have a greater sense of implementing unique strategies and feel good about it. Cool. Variety, yay! So,
all right, I'll try to stay close. You do your magic. There's no going back now.
Okay, so now that we're here, we are going to take out this sniper drone first. And a couple of these outlaw drones. And then we will proceed into the Bloodstar discussion. Ah, here's one now, Bloodstar Prospector. So one of the main themes that we have for enemy variants is that we don't want them to be the exact same thing of their variant type. So you can immediately see we've got this barrage of drones coming at us, and this prospector broke off, and now he's hiding in the back using a thermogun at us. So we have to be really devious to get around his shots to close this gap here. Now, I will also say this. For those of you with a really keen eye, you'll notice that his model is actually different. Unfortunately, I can only tease the model because it's not done yet.
Gotcha.
But just in that last little section, I'm sure somebody is going to screenshot that, zoom in, enhance, share it on the Discord. And you'll notice that these are not the exact same looking scout that you're familiar with. They do have a little bit of a modification. And that's how each one, oh my gosh, and we got a unique Bloodstar item. Right out of the gates, guys, this is actually a lucky find. That's exciting. So, yeah, all right, so we get to talk about the Bloodstar Repeater as well. Whew. So, Bloodstar Prospector. It's like a scout. It looks like one. It has a little bit of a different taste to it. But it's gonna operate differently than the other ones. So its drone swarm comes after you, it fires behind, so you now have to figure out which one you want to engage with. And then in addition to that, when you encounter different types of variants, that's where some more of these very specific faction-based equipment is gonna come into play. All right, so now we have this Bloodstar Repeater. It's also a scattergun. And it does a lot more energy DPS. It does a little bit less kinetic DPS. But its fire rate is insanely faster. You see that? You see that? We have a fire rate of plus 4.2 shots per second. What? So let's talk about this. Actually, let's do this in comparison. So we have, this is the scattergun. Right, you charge it up and then you fire, right? Okay, so now this is the Bloodstar Repeater. I'm excited to show this in combat. All right, so we're gonna put our Gatling back on. And we're gonna take this for a spin. So ideally, you wanna get up nice and close to your targets, like this Outlaw Viper, for instance. And we want to mess with this Viper too. So we'll use our new EMPs. We'll get him stuck and then we'll just, oh my gosh, get freaking wrecked. Didn't have, we just had just a little sliver of health. See how fast he drops. Now, this thing really expends energy and then it takes a little bit of time to charge back up. So it's mostly like you get in there and you just barrage your foes instantly. But then you have to swap weapons. Unless you have like, I don't know, a Bloodstar energy core. We'll see if we can get one of those to drop. All right. So you can start seeing how like there's these layers, right? I talked about this beginning stream. There's these layers that we're peeling back slowly over time. A lot of people are like, give me more content. Yes, okay, yes, we will. There's gonna be more enemy types coming. You guys know this. I hope you know this. But there's also gonna be variations of existing enemy types and also variations of existing weapons that are gonna be even more diversified from their inherent neutral sort of weapon states, okay? And we haven't even like gone super crazy into, do I even have anything? No, I don't. We haven't even gone super crazy into the other set bonuses that we'll have based on the manufacturers, right? Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of layers. I've been preaching this every stream, if you guys have been paying attention, that our itemization is, like, we're in a long haul here. A lot of new item mods and stuff coming as well. There's just a lot coming. Oh, this is gonna, please. Oh yeah. Oh, almost half his health down. Over half his health down with that barrage. That just, I love this. All right, let's get this gas cannon back in here. Oh my gosh. We'll just finish him off with this one. Yeah, that feels nice. Bloodstar. Hope you guys are excited to find more unique loot for different factions that you'll encounter through the game. Oh wait, our capsule bounced off. Let's bring this bad boy back. Bring him back. Let's see if we can have him help us with the base defenses. That'd be cool. No, not quite. Okay. So in addition to these new additions,
I want to see more of that.
wow, you can really see just the damage output that it has all of a sudden. It just takes a long time to recharge. But in addition to these additions, I said that same thing twice. Wow. There's a lot of other little content improvements that we've been working on. So I'm gonna cut the music really quick because I need to pull this up separately so I don't accidentally reveal something that's not meant to be revealed. You guys know that particular drill. But I want to talk just very briefly about some other elements that we have been working on through the course of development, even from like last week, because there's been a lot. There's actually been a healthy amount of changes and adjustments. And while I can't cover all of them for very obvious reasons, I do want to just pick some of them out and just kind of talk about them briefly. So I put the music back on, should be coming through. So a couple little things to note. It's like we have actually added resolution scaling as a setting. We obviously EMP missiles, Bloodstar stuff, which we can talk about even further, obviously. But we are also doing a lot of balancing from recommendations you guys had, like quality of life stuff, as well as the addition of just straight up game balancing, according to our vision, all that stuff. So one of the biggest things, and a lot of people have been kind of complaining about this, I guess, is the comparison of the player's level with the current content, right? So, and this isn't people saying like, I got stuck at level 14, what should I do? That's not that. We did put a warning that says, a message rather, that when you hit level 14 and now it says, hey, congrats, you're max level. But in addition to that, we are adjusting the leveling system as a whole. So you're not gonna level nearly as fast. And enemy experience values are also being adjusted accordingly, as well as their appropriate levels to yours. And this is going to be dependent on where you are encountering them. I've said this many times over, we want to make sure that there are certain areas that are more gentle to the player versus other ones that are a greater challenge. And we're going to see more of that through development by adjusting these leveling figures, and then also by those enemy variants and their AI variants as well. So that's going to be really exciting. In addition to that, tweaking drop rates of certain things, blah, 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 boring. Let's see, figure adjustments, faction items, rewards. Okay, yep, okay, nice. We're also moving into a quest inventory setting, and I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to show you because right now our temporary locations are borked in our game. Bleeding edge development, yay fun. So I can't really show you a temporary location, but if we were to complete a job that dropped a job specific item, like a sealed canister, I'm sure many of you have accomplished that. And you'll notice it goes into your inventory, right? Well, that can kind of feel bad, especially since you're hoarding a bunch of far more important goods on your ship, whether it to be to trade or to upgrade and make yourself better. So now the quest inventory is just a hidden inventory. You have it on your ship that anytime you get anything quest related, job related, it just stores it in that and it doesn't affect your actual cargo. So instead of it showing up here, you would see like a little highlight on the right side, and then you just have it until you turn it in and then it's gone. completely hidden. Now, it'll very likely be something where you have access to your quest inventory so you can see what's in there, but you're not gonna need to move things around because it's basically infinite and it's very specifically for quest related items. I'm beating this through the ground. I just make sure you guys understand how this operates. We're pretty happy about that. We're also adding a couple of indicators for various tasks, like the rigged asteroid. It now shows you how many you've activated on the asteroid as you're going around and doing it. There's a lot here. And I have to be careful now of everything that I'm telling you because there's new good stuff in the works that's not quite ready yet. There's one more that I think is important, and we might be able to show it like right now. So let's actually do that. Let's do that. So when we are getting hit by an enemy, let's see if you can watch the indicators on the UI right here. See if we can get hit by a barrel bomb. No, it doesn't work for barrel bombs. Of course it doesn't. That would be too easy.
You really got it in you.
Well, I'm a prime ballista, remember?
Prima ballerina. But I guess in your case, that's the same thing.
Oh my gosh, I love this repeater. All right. Oh, so satisfying. Okay, so now with these reinforcements, here's a proto scout. Yay, that's fun. No, don't hurt my turret. Okay, good. On the UI now, you can actually see indicators that point in the direction of where you're getting hit from. Do you see that? You see it? It's subtle. It's subtle and I'm gonna die because I'm not being very smart. But it's a stretched out indicator that shows the direction of the foe that is actually hitting you. You see it? That should have definitely showed it. So little modifiers like that, we are adjusting, we're adding, making sure that it feels good when you are trying to accomplish the various tasks. And Everspace too. And again, there's a lot more little updates that we have made within our game dev build. And all of these will be coming to you whenever we have that really big drop out in April. So, yeah, this is just a couple new enemies, a couple quality of life changes, and there's a lot more between now and April that I'm gonna love being able to share in some degree or capacity and light. And we'll still obviously have a lot of surprises for you in addition to that. So we are gonna finish off these missions and we're gonna head over to Union and talk about a couple of locations that have been updated. All right, so now I just need to get back to this base and finish it off. We get support drones, not yet. Not yet, but don't you worry, support drones are definitely a thing.
This is bad.
That's definitely something we want to come back to.
Good. Just don't let your guard down just yet.
I never do.
Come on, Prescott. Go down. Thank you. Looks like our energy core is damaged. That kind of stinks. That explains why our shields have not been regenerating. Oh, Bloodstar gear, so good. All right, let's see what else we can drop in for now. Oh yeah, this is another really important thing to point out. So, if you decide to stock up on a bunch of different consumables, say you just load out your entire cargo with nanobots and you're like, I'm just gonna cheese the game, I'll never die. Actually, when you put something new into an inventory spot, there's now a 20-second cooldown until you can use it. And you should see it right below me, right there. They're spooling down. Now, I also want to make sure that it's very, very clearly understood that that does not lock you out of being able to replace it during its cooldown. So let me show you what I mean. So this one has 4 seconds left. I can actually still change it again. It just restarts that cooldown. So if you drop something in and you don't like it, and you're like, oh crap, I needed something else, it's not like it's locked, it just restarts the cooldown, okay? This is also what happens to your secondaries. So if you think you can hold 1.5 billion missiles and just like blow them all away, then cycle and blow it all away and cycle and blow it all away, now you have a 20-second interval of being able to cycle those. So one of the main reasons why we are doing this is to still continue promoting exploration of content and equipment, but we don't want you to like completely cheat the system and form some type of metagame where the best way to play the game is to store a bunch of expendable items in your cargo and just cycle them while you're playing. That's boring. That's not the type of metagame that we would like to develop, so we're locking that away. It should also be really exciting to note that this little cooldown mechanism is specifically going to be bound to other assets of your ship in the future. A lot of you have commented how the plating being locked feels out of place. We don't disagree. This is something that is going to be revisited, along with being able to cycle your equipment on your ship. So just definitely be looking out for adjustments in the future that are going to be capitalizing on this notion of still being able to explore your different options while you're out flying, but also giving you a minor setback so you can't spam cheese the game. Last little bit of information, if you cycle anything while docked, there's no countdown timer whatsoever. So if you find a dock, you go down to a station, you change your gear, you're ready to go. Okay, what else do I need to destroy here? All right, over here. Good. What else we got? One more fuel tank. Where is it at? Where you at, fuel tank? Probably hidden in one of those little crannies, isn't it? Got it? No. Fuel tank. Of course it's right here. Excellent.
Let's smash that thing.
Feels good. All right. Oh, and some nanobots. That'll be nice. Go ahead and just dismantle that rocket launcher. Oh, a new challenge.
See that marker? That's the ghost fleet right there.
Yeah, it's on the other side of the planet.
Up for grabs for the whole system to see, too. We better hurry before the scavengers start flocking.
So as you probably just saw, there's a new challenge as well that we have added to this version of the game. Obviously, it's not done, so I can't really talk too much more about it, but it has to do with crafting. So if you guys really like to get into crafting, you will have a lot of fun by unlocking those requirements. I'm getting so many questions and I'm just like playing the game. So let me take a quick time out from the game. There's a lot to talk about today, of course, but let me answer a couple of questions because I know you guys are furious and just like pounding out those keyboards and trying to deliver. So let's talk about it. When you craft secondary weapons, they come with ammo. This also allows for kind of cheating. You're right. So if you craft a secondary item and then you move it into your equipped slot, you now have to wait 20 seconds until you can use that. Let's see, cooldown on primary weapons too. At this point in time, no, there is not. We are looking into a way to counterbalance that as well, so you can't hold like every single weapon type in the game and just like cycle to have infinite energy and infinite shooting. So that is definitely something we're keeping in mind as well, for sure. Let's see, will the bomber miner class have lower restriction as it is its specialization? So we can't really talk too much more about the bomber and the specifics on it because we'll have that planned as a full delivery, covering everything from the ultimate to the special to the passives that it has towards like all of those unique traits that make it what it is. We'll talk about all of that once we actually have that solidified and give it to you in one big punch. So right now, all I can tell you is that it's another one of the heavy subclasses. That's all I can say. Oh gosh. But it's gonna definitely pack a punch with your secondary weapons. I can guarantee that. So All right, let's see. Oh, thank you so much for the praise, Crimson Cam. I'm happy to be here, happy to serve. That's really cool. Let's see. Still reading through, don't worry, we're gonna back to gameplay in just a moment. I just wanna make sure you guys are getting some love, getting your questions answered. It's important. There's gonna be other rarity better than superior, absolutely. Absolutely, we do have legendary, which is in the works. I think there was somebody who found a bug basically to generate a legendary item in the current build. More power to you if you can figure out how that works, that's great. But yeah, I mean, they're technically in the game, but they're not at the same time. But we also don't want to like hand out all the legendaries when you're only level 14. That seems kind of dirty. It's like, oh, you found a legendary, now you have to replace it with better gear. Ouch, you know? So that's gonna be stuff that you find later in the game. Rightfully so. I hope that you guys understand that. Let's see, more questions. Kazal asking, will the consumables changes be included in the April update? So, Kazal, first off, I just absolutely have to commend you for your sticky turret love. Seriously impressive stuff. Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go to the Discord right the heck now and just check out Kazal's crazy screenshots of having, I don't even know how many, like 200 plus sticky turrets firing at opponents. It's insane. Beautifully done. We are going to balance that so you can't get absolutely crazy with turrets. So now, hang on. No, it's for balancing purposes, okay? Like, we want to make sure that you can still have a lot of fun with sticky turrets. They're still going to have a weight, I promise. We just don't want you to, like, you know, have basically an armada of sticky turrets that's outside the vision just a little bit. So we will be tweaking that in the April update, yes. Let's see, what else we got? Any thoughts on how to keep the RNG from making it so in an incrementally better gray item ends up better than a lower leveled piece of rare significant loot? Yeah, we've got a lot of different ideas on our plate actually, pertaining to RNG. One of the biggest things that we've implemented is the crafting feature, so that even if you are continuing to get gunk, you can craft outside of that and be like, screw it, I don't care I got all this crap, I'm gonna get the good stuff because I want the good stuff. Dang it. Now, that being said, we also want to make the tiers something that's more enjoyable as well, because even when you are level 20, 25, you're still gonna find gray stuff. What value is that adding into the game? I can assure you, we are asking that same questions here at Rockfish Games, and we want to make sure that in some degree or capacity, it gives back even just as a standard drop that you find. Because in most cases, you're probably not gonna be using a gray drop that late when all of your equipment is probably at least uncommon, right? So rest assured, we are thinking about how that's gonna work. Even at the very least, it's gonna be tied to crafting, but there's gonna be more than just that. Okay. Woo. Have you considered a towing function to enable custom cover or things like defense positions with turrets? I don't know if we had that very specific thought, but there actually is a towing function in the game with larger objects, so that's kind of funny. What about the Kickstarter rewards like designing a ship? So if you are a creative backer, all of our creative backers will be reached out about the middle. I think that, is that right, Michael? I'm acting like you're over here even though you're in the Steam chat, but I'm pretty, right, is that right, Michael? I'm pretty sure it's about mid early access when we'll be reaching out to the creative backers and saying, hey, it's that time. So we haven't done that yet, it will happen, don't you worry. Absolutely. Where are these questions being posted in another chat? I am following both Twitch and YouTube, so I'm bouncing back and forth. So if it ever seems like, it's like, oh man, this is totally scripted, because that username's on chat. It's scripted, guys. It's on, the entire stream's BS. It's complete. No, guys, calm down over there. Just like, cool your jets. No, it's, I'm watching two different chats. It's fine. Is crafting consumables like Everspace 1 planned for Everspace 2? At the current moment, I don't think we have, it's not in the game, right? It's not in the game. We are evaluating the state of consumables, and you'll actually see some changes in the future. And when we get to those changes in the future, I can readdress that, because right now, it's a sticky situation, sticky turret situation. The stream is pre-recorded, says Damien Killjoy. He caught us. Oh my gosh, he caught us. All right, cool. I'm gonna call that good for now, answering questions. Let's get back into some freaking gameplay and destroy some stuff. Oh my gosh. How many of you guys love this Bloodstar repeater? I'm really curious. I'm a huge fan of the scattergun, and this is just like scattergun on steroids. And so for me, this is like one of my favorite weapons now. Like, just hands down. Unfortunately, can't really be used on the Scout, my favorite ship currently. But you know, what can you do? Oh, we got a really good look at that work in progress. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're really getting a good look at that. Now, I'm not pausing it. I'm not zooming in. I'm not showing you. Most of this stuff is teasing. That body you see on the Bloodstar ships is a work in progress, so we will see more. Okay, let's go ahead and fly on out of here, and let's head to the next location. I want to get to Union today. I want to talk about some locations there. So let's do that. We are a little damaged. Let's head back to the home base. Maybe customize our style or something. Let you guys choose. I don't have a lot of colors unlocked this time, unfortunately. Infernal warfare. Will there be fighting corvettes or frigates? The Okar are absolutely going to be a ally and an enemy within this game space. The difference between Everspace 1 and Everspace 2 is that in Everspace 1, as a colonial ship, they were bound to tracking you down since you were freely, actively breaking the peace treaties. Colonial war vessels are not allowed in the DMZ. They're just not. But now, we are no longer flying a colonial vessel. We are flying a customized vessel made of all these different scraps and parts and pieces, making something new. And as such, the Okar aren't specifically tracking us anymore. But somebody else is. Because they got our DNA signature, because a gas mask decided to distribute it. Gunship plus repeater sounds dope. Oh man. The problem with that, however, Excelsior, is that the gunship is gonna run out of energy so fast. Like you're gonna drop your entire payload with that repeater in like 2 seconds. So you're either gonna kill your enemy or you're just like gonna super fast have to change to another weapon. So it actually, yeah, that actually sounds pretty dope. That sounds pretty awesome. Who built these player ships and why in universe do NPCs never use them? Geometry Prime. This is gonna be a huge shocker. First off, Matthias is our main ship designer, and Alex is the one who's doing like a lot of the enemy types, enemy ships, excuse me. So multiple people on the team are doing ship designs, and a lot of this comes after the lovely work of JC for the concept art. So we have a lot of hands in to bring all of these ships to fruition and all the different modules of the said ships. Some crazy stuff. The reason why they look unique is because think of it this way. Like, let's do some comparisons to RPGs. Let's talk about Diablo for a second. Is there an enemy that looks like the barbarian, for example? Well, not really. There might be one that's like an evil barbarian lookalike, but for the most part, you are incredibly unique in your design. This is because you are the hero, you're the standout, you have your own style, your own appearance, you put on your custom equipment, and it reflects the decisions that you've made, right? We look at a Final Fantasy title. Final Fantasy VII, you got Cloud, spiky hair. Does anybody else in that game have spiky hair the way that Cloud has it? Again, the answer is no. Like, he's a very distinct looking character because he's that hero, your hero, right? That you are defining through the course of your adventure. You want to stand out. You don't want anybody else to look like you, right? It's the same mentality of, ironically, that these outlaws have in this game. I really want to stand out. This Viridian paint's going to do that for me. So the core element of our design philosophy, if you will, pertaining to the player ship is we want you to stand out. We don't want tons and tons and tons of other ships that look like you flying out there. That might not feel so great. And conversely, this is also why we don't want you to see a ship that's an enemy ship and you be able to also fly that ship, because now you've lost that aspect of being defined by the customization choices you've made from the itemization choices that you've obtained, the perks that you've selected, the devices that you've loaded yourself out with. There's a lot of reasons why this all comes together, and we want it to be definitive of your decisions. We don't want it to be reflected in enemies that are out there or any other case. Now, there might be some exceptions to that rule. What? But that's a conversation for another day. All right. I want my gunship to have spiky hair. You stop it, you. That's... I like you. Don't change that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're in the hangar. Okay, we need to move our storage. But for the most part, just know that it's very intentionally designed. You have your own custom look. Very intentionally designed. Let's see. Let's just scrap some of this other stuff. Do a quick comparison here. I think I want the blaster. We can go ahead and plug this in instead. Don't need the thermogun. We have a such better scatter gun. This Bloodstar repeater. Also, for anybody who's looking at this going, it says Bloodstar repeater. Yeah. So bleeding edge development. You get all the little goofy things that we do. Don't worry, it's gonna be fixed. We'll keep those sensors. We'll keep that. That's nice. Oh, better plating. Absolutely. Neat. Okay, and then finally, let's customize our ship just a little bit further. Let's go ahead and start a new slot. We don't have many colors. What do you guys want? Do you want white, lighter red, darker red, orange, green? What do you think? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Should we make ourselves look like Bloodstar since we now have the Bloodstar repeater? We could do that. We could go in that direction. We could also, we have the decals as well for Bloodstar, just right there, boom. We could go in that direction, yeah, so that's a good. Or Bloodstar colors, I don't actually know the specific colors that they would be, but all I know is that this looks pretty neat. Unfortunately, we don't have a red emissive light, boo! So we'll have to stick with the yellow for now. Here, let's try and make this a little bit. Yeah, ooh. Ooh, yeah, okay, I like this sort of dark. Here, maybe we can, no, that's gonna be fine like that. Maybe swap these colors? Give it a little bit, yeah, okay, I like that more. Okay, I'm liking this little, yeah, okay. All right. We're gonna go this direction. I kind of like this, that seems good. Do we want to get... There's not enough color variation, so I'm not sure I like that, but ooh. At the same time, ooh, okay. All right, maybe we're going this way. I like that. I like this. If only we had those red lights, that would make that really pop. But I like that. I like that shine. That's good. All right, let's go ahead and launch with this bad boy. Wait, we need to select it. There we go. I like that. I like that little bit of shine. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, good call, chat. That's a good call. It's a good call. All right, so now let's head over to the Ghost Fleet. Oh my gosh, Valigar. Oh my gosh. So I have to read this out loud. He says, expectations? I'm not sure. Infiltration mission, where we go with enemy ship paintings. That would be pretty dope, wouldn't it? That would be pretty dope, wouldn't it? We'll see where things go. Eric, you tease. Oh, stop it. I'm having fun. Analysis says, hello, gamers. Hello, Analysis. Welcome to the stream. Psychological warfare with making your ship look really ugly. Imagine how humiliating it would be to have your teammates killed mercilessly by some flying ugly monstrosity. I mean, I suppose you have a point there, but for me, I want my ship to look good. So, you know, you go your direction, I'll go mine. Isn't it nice to have customization options in a game? Is the proximity alert ever gonna mean anything? I can fly through the sun right now and not die. Is it ever gonna mean anything? No. No. We're completely done with the game.
The AI units of those ships. And I'll keep watch for newcomers. The longer we linger, the more trouble will come our way.
Something about this place seems oddly familiar.
I think that it's a very strange question to ask. Is it ever gonna mean anything? Like, you did deserve that. I love you. There's definitely an intentionality there where we will put back in the physicality of celestial bodies in the game. We're just not quite there yet. There's a lot of other stuff that we'd rather put focus on, like ship variants and new item types. All right.
This one's on the fritz.
I also want to point out that I had to get really close to this, right? And that kind of stinks because it's like, wow, it's really hard to access this until you're like basically right on top of it. This is actually something we've talked about internally. So we're probably gonna give there a little bit more flexibility. This is like the worst whenever you find those cloaked containers. You guys know what I'm talking about. You have to basically bump into it to access it. We recognize that. That will be adjusted. Absolutely an adjustment coming. So I am at, here we go. Here we go.
No luck. Looks like the Hive self-destructed along with their vessels.
Yeah, the fleet was always stingy when it came to their hive tech. They didn't even give one to me.
Something about this place feels horribly wrong. We really shouldn't be here.
One more.
Damn it.
We're running out of time.
There is one here. I know it.
Well, if it isn't Dax Bashar. Are you missing your little cell?
It's the
Also, updated enemy here. This is actually a Bloodstar enemy now, instead of just a standard bomber. So we have a new style here as well. Third enemy that's new to the game that I've shown today. That's pretty neat. We have a question in here. Customization is great. Now how about making your game not so easy? I guarantee you that when we get to the mid-game and late-game situation, game ain't gonna be easy. Now if you think that the very beginning of the game is a walk in the park, that's probably a good thing. We don't want to kill you over and over and over again as you're trying to learn the game experiences. If you have a complaint with that, well, we are going to be adding a difficulty selection bar at some point. I don't think it's coming in April. I think it's coming in summer, where you can actually just ramp it up straight out of the gate if you don't want to wait for the in-game content to finally get there. So, but either way, you do have to wait. But yeah, difficulty is important to us. We know that game design balance in a nutshell is making the game a challenge to enjoy.
You know, no one who ever found this place
So don't worry.
made it out alive. Is that a fact? See all those wrecked fighters? Quite a few still have pilots attached to them.
Oh, that feels so good. This Bloodstar repeater, guys. Oh, man. We're probably gonna have to adjust it a little bit because it's pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. Hopefully when we drop it in April, it won't be fully balanced yet though, so that's the hope. That way you guys can go ham with it. That'd be kind of fun, right? All right, I need another drone. Launch your drones, dude. Oh my gosh. Wait, was there? Ah, drone wreck's over here. Let's go grab that. Perfect. Whoop, dodge some missiles. Dodge the other drones. You know it. Bloodstar? Yeah, Bloodstar Catalyst! Yes!
I hate to break it to you, Adam, but this was a waste of time. There is no hive here. This is a blasted dead end.
All right, so before he goes on talking about the hive, let's talk about this Bloodstar Catalyst. So, so we have a new item right here. Bloodstar Catalyst. This is the specialty Bloodstar Energy Core. Now, it has always a 100% guaranteed feature on it, and that is to increase the weapon energy output for all Bloodstar weapons. Oh yes. So this inherently synergizes with this Bloodstar repeater. So now, check this out.
You're wrong. There is one.
You said that before.
And it's right over there.
So how come you know this all of a sudden?
You'll see.
Okay, so now let's check out the energy regeneration. Yeah, that's nice. That's pretty nice. That's feeling pretty good. So this in conjunction with how we are servicing other variations in the game should show you how there's going to be a very deep way to customize your loadouts in the future. Now, these figures, I should also mention, these figures are not final. These figures that you see here are not final. This might be 70%, it might go up to 100%, it might go down to 50%, it might completely change. Who knows? We're still tweaking and modifying these values to make sure that this is meaningful and provides a strong opportunity for the player. But in general, you'll see that when you collect multiples of the same type of faction or manufacturer, that they will have some type of trait or quality that will encourage their use together. Cool! So now let's go pick up a hive from ourselves.
When the gas mask said that no one ever left this place alive, I finally remembered, because it was certainly true for me.
Shit, is that you in there?
Yeah.
What's your language?
Marauders shot down my thrusters. They plundered my ship, but didn't kill me. Had to wait until I ran out of oxygen for that.
Man, I'm sorry.
Let's search this thing and never come back.
All right. Hello, Hive. So check this out. This says it's a mission item. See that? Mission item. So normally it would go to your cargo, right? Well, it does. Damn it. We didn't fix that one yet. Andy? Oh my gosh. Guys, I just want to mention very briefly. Bleeding edge development right here, guys. Oh my gosh. But there is a quest inventory so that it's going to keep the items separate so that they don't go into your inventory. Oh, look, now it's not there. Okay, so it's working, but it's not. Okay, don't worry about that. We'll fix that. We'll tweak it. It's good. So it's now in the quest inventory. You don't see it here. I don't think there's actually currently a way to look at your quest inventory. I don't think there is. But you'll have, that's how it's going to be distributed into your goods. So, I don't know why I call out Andy. I don't think that's his responsibility. I'm sorry, Andy. I love you. Oh my gosh.
Hey, it's
Anyway.
Hive, buddy. read me?
This is me, Muchleb, in her 6-mile ball chucks.
Sounds broken.
Genitive madam to eternities.
Maybe it's just his speech module? It might still be able to override the jump gate.
Meet me at Union Bridge so we can give it a try.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do this one little task over here because it's fairly simple to do. You just have to take one of these unstables. You know, some people actually ask me, they're like, well, what's the difference between an unstable power core and a stable one? Like, they look exactly the same, but one has a little lead of lightning. Like, is there something else added to that? Well, I encourage you to ram into something while you're holding an unstable power core to see exactly what that difference is. Or get shot while holding an unstable power core versus a standard one. That difference is very astute. All right, we're gonna use this cruise booster instead. I know that we've lost a lot of recharge speed, but we've gained plus 16 ship speed, and I quite like that. So we're gonna use that instead. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. Cool. Oh wait, we also have an Eterna bypass. So I've been seeing this happen a lot in the what's it called, where you write forums. I've been seeing this happen a lot in the forums where people are like, what happens with the Eterna bypass? So basically you push the R button here where it says create augment, right? And then it just vanishes, right? There is a little indicator that shows up here, augmentation modules 1. What this means, for all of you guys who are still struggling to figure out what that means you can now place it into one of your attributes that my face is so perfectly blocking. So firepower, precision, structure, utility, resistance, expertise. You can now distribute that one module that you've put together using 3 Eterna bypass pieces into something. So for example, if we wanted more firepower, we can plug more firepower in, and this inherently makes our damage increased overall. As you can see, I do have resistance in here just to help me not die during the live stream, because that would be really embarrassing. But we could redistribute this as well if we wanted to. Also note, I got 3 back for pulling 2 out. That's because when you distribute the next tier, it requires 1 more than the last one. So if we enhance firepower here, we're gonna go from 3 to 1, because the first tier uses 1, the second tier uses 2, 3, 4, 5, you get the picture. So it's a lot easier to distribute all the way around at first, so you can get a little bit more bonuses, but then like if you really want to focus in a place, like say more firepower, you could do it, but at the sacrifice of potentially boosting up other areas. So now you know, and you'll never forget, anytime somebody on the forums posts it, you'll go in and so kindly inform them of how it actually works. You guys are champions. I will actually say this, you guys have been very, very gentle on the forums, and I appreciate that. There are some very outspoken individuals out there, and good on you. Just remember, we do like to keep things in a more friendly environment, more friendly setting. I don't think we need to get at somebody's throats right out of the gate in a forum post. So if that's you, knock it off, please. And if it's not, hey, I appreciate you. Oh my gosh. All right. Beautiful. Let's see what I missed in all of these explanations. Also, big shout out always to my boss, Michael, the CEO of freaking Rockfish Games, in the chats, answering your hot questions. You guys, CEO up in this, pretty awesome. Thank you for doing that, Michael. And for all the community members as well who are dropping love, like Hazy Devil, Shuzan, obviously, you've been rocking it out as well, answering questions. I see Tulameo as well. I'm sure you've been answering questions. You guys have just been great. Screw you should have known better. Oh my gosh. That's right. Okay, so now we have to get out of here. I'm so confused. Here we are. Beautiful. Beautiful. So now let's go to Union. Well, not quite yet, but all right. So we didn't actually show this during the stream last time. So this is technically new story content
When we get through the gate, I take
being
it
shown
you're
on the stream.
yours, right?
Yeah, Maddox. We're supposed to rendezvous at a ramen joint at Prescott starbase.
Dex, that body we just found.
Okay, quick answer to a question. Loud Paperclip says, speaking of forums, have the ideas in the forums become more interesting and detailed as time has gone on, or has it felt like it's drying up until next update? Forum posts are always great. Even if it's repeat forum posts, we'll cycle them accordingly and all that type of stuff. The fact that people are still talking and engaging about certain aspects that they really want to see, that we're actually working on, that's actually really exciting for us, because it's like, oh, people are asking for this thing that's going to be dropped soon, you know? That's a really good feeling for us. And then also when you're asking and suggesting certain components that maybe we didn't look at in the same perspective, it creates a new opportunity as well for us. So I mean, I can't really say that it's been drying up at all. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite.
Dying so many times, it's almost as if I never even had a life at all.
I get your point. It's been a long time since I served in the fleet, but I still wonder if I could ever stop being a soldier. Can't imagine how it must be for a guy like you, who's been at war for multiple lifetimes.
Whew.
But I do believe I know what you're thinking.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're thinking it can't end like this.
It cannot.
Bark the wheat entrix, and the larp signs crackle.
Let's hope for both our sakes that this hive really works.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hi, any chance for easy mode? Hi, yes. There is a strong chance and a guaranteed chance of easy mode in the future. We will get there inevitably, but for now, no. Difficulty has not been plugged in, simply due to there not being enough content to really establish a difficulty parameter just yet. But there is more content coming that a difficulty slider is going to affect in some way, shape, or form. It would be really cool to lock items in order to not accidentally sell or dismantle items. So you mean like basically tag an item so that, you know, like our Bloodstar repeater, since it technically looks like any other scattergun right now, if you had like multiple scatterguns, you don't sell it on accident? Something like that? Is that what you're meaning? Because I mean, I suppose that could be a good trait, but I also want to mention that we're not quite done with the way that all of the weapons and items look in the inventory just yet. We still have new stuff showing up.
Okay, so this is it. You want to do the honors?
All right. Ive?
What conflict here of wants and minds? Skullfowls luring eagle souls?
Cut that out. Just open the gate for us.
You colon taxo? Jin...
Maybe if I connect it directly to the key module, I can force a link between it and the gate.
It's worth a shot.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I mean, we can present that idea and see what that looks like. I don't know how valuable that's going to be, but we'll talk about it. Sure. You should definitely post that thought on the forums. And I've actually, I need to slap my hand. I know that if Michael was here, he'd be like, Eric, stop that. So check this out. So generally speaking, we do not discuss any sort of content ideas for the game during the live stream, because I've got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about and present to you guys. So shame on me. But yeah, otherwise, take it to the forums, drop it there. We go through the forums every single day, categorizing things, locking it down, taking notes. You drop it on the forums, I 100% guarantee we will not overlook it. It will definitely be seen. We will make sure that we have a discussion internally about how that looks, if it's going to be good at all, if it's going to just exist because it can, and go from that point. So all in all, what I just said is, if you have a suggestion, instead of telling me during the live stream, post it on the forums, and then we'll have a conversation around it. Cool. Super cool. All right, so now let's sell some stuff. Actually, I kind of want to just dismantle stuff. I'm just going to dismantle because I'm greedy and I want to be able to craft things. I'm excited to use this soon. And then we'll just hang on to this stuff. I kind of want to we're just going to sell these. Somebody just like cringed. Like, why would you sell those? Those are such great locations to go to. Look, I said it already during the stream. There's actually a problem with our temporary location, so I can't show those in the stream today. So I can't use them. Just gonna get rid of them. It's fine. It's fine. I promise it's fine. All right, here we go. The idea was posted on the forum. Oh, nailed it. Beautiful. If anyone's, I have to point this out. If anybody's like, well, wait a second, if it's posted on the forums, then you should know that it was posted on the forums already, because you just said that you're always aware of all the things that are posted on the forums. If you're not cataloging them appropriately, then why wouldn't you know that? You should know that. Okay, whoa, take a deep breath first off. But second, I mostly moderate the forums and make sure that the conversations are going in the right direction. If there's something that's very valuable, I doubly make sure that it gets to the team. Just wanting to throw that in there, okay? But the team, like, we're talking Andy, we're talking Torben, we're talking Hans Christian, we're talking Marco, we're talking like other individuals, like the guys who are plugging in that valuable code, bringing things to life. They're the ones that are really soaking in that content, and they can have a direct line of communication to you through the forums as well, which is why it's so important to do that. So important. You get it straight from the horse's mouth on if your idea is really good or if it really sucks. And there's no middleman. So there you go. Woo! Okay, let's activate this thing.
You heard that? I think it worked.
Well, here we are. Can't say I'm keen on seeing that bastard Maddox again. But compared to all that he and I've been through to get this job on the way, all that remains is just a small nudge, and we'll be made for life. Hell, we'll live like intergalactic royalty for generations to come.
Good for you guys. Just don't forget your promise to help me get out of this cesspool first.
Man, you're not getting it. When I say we are getting rich, that also includes you.
Spoilers ahead.
Forget Eden 12. Once we're done, you'll have enough credits to terraform your own little homeworld.
You sure about this?
Hell yeah. There's no way I'll finish this without a badass pilot like you on board. You decided to trust me, so I'll keep on trusting you too. So, are you in or not?
Alright then. Count me in.
Nice, then let's get moving. I don't want to jinx it any further.
What the?
Damn it, I can't move.
Guess after that little talk of yours, I don't need to ask if you're the right guy. You have no idea how long I've been looking for you, Mr. Bashar. Now, if you just let me take him, there's someone who'd like to have a word with him. You'll need to get through me first.
That's right.
Hell, guess it's gonna end in bloodshed again.
Again?
Where'd he go? Over here.
Oh my gosh, this
He's
scattergun.
preparing himself.
Scrap. The gate is going haywire.
I should have absolutely have killed him there.
Tight. I'm pulling you out.
Adam, listen. You need to take my body back to base, then find Maddox.
No, we're doing this together.
Yeah, right. Oh man. This is why I hate plans.
Damn it. Look what you've done. I needed that guy in one piece. Now he's splattered all over the place. You really messed this one up, Adam. I think I've worked out who you are. We faced each other enough times, haven't we? Yeah, more than enough. Hive,
Yes, Mr. Roslin?
what's the state of the jump gate?
It cooled off and is by all means functional again.
Then reopen it. This job was a waste of time. Well, have fun mopping up your friend. I'm out of here. Hey, wait!
Dud, he was Lom. Drot Master Batum.
Adam returns to the base distraught after a fateful encounter in which Dax died. He relates how Dax insisted his body was brought to the base and asks the doctor to run a post-mortem. Adam tells the doctor about the job Dax had talked about. He suspects that there might be clues on the base. The post-mortem yields a surprising result, in the form of a chip buried in Dax's body. A closer examination reveals a part of the complicated series of coordinates, although incomplete. Adam reckons that the remaining part of the code lies with Dax's companion on Prescott starbase, where he had been trying to go when he died. Adam offers the doctor a cut of the job if she can remain on the base with Ben for a while longer. The doctor, however, questions Adam about his impatience and coldness considering his friend has died. Adam apologizes for his insensitivity and promises to be more mindful. The doctor does not yet know he is a clone. Some beeping is heard from the other part of the medical bay, and they go to where Ben has been in stasis. Ben is waking up, and Adam is glad to see him well. He promises to catch Ben up on the situation.
So obviously, work in progress there. There's going to be a lot more in that storyboard.
Mess here, buddy. At least it's something we can work with, and we're not alone.
Look, Ben, I need to get to Prescott starbase to take care of some unfinished business for Dax.
Ben is still my patient and will require some rehabilitation yet. I won't permit him leaving my care until he is ready.
Okay, I understand. But Ben, you'll need to step into Dax's boots while I'm gone.
I guess I could take a look around the place and see what I can do.
But first, I need you to look at that hive unit for me. I really just needed to smoothly hack the jump gate to Union. My last attempt was quite a hassle.
Sure. Just need to adjust its wavelength. There you go. It's only the speech processor that's scrambled and requires a reboot. But I have no idea how it'll behave beyond that point until you talk to it.
Hive units are known to be irritating, but the positives sometimes outweigh the negatives. I'll keep frequent contacting me back before you know it.
Just watch yourself, Adam.
Hey, you guys look out for each other.
All right. So, big time spoilers there. From the events of Everspace 1 kind of catching up into Everspace 2. Some strong tie-ins. In fact, I see a question that Tom is asking over on YouTube. If they fought a bunch, why did not the other Adam try to kill this Adam? Well, I think that's kind of a silly question. So in their memories, remember, the clones have actually fought and been killed by themselves in multiple iterations, especially if you've played through all of Everspace 1. Especially if you've played through Everspace 1. And if you haven't, well, spoiler, but also you should play Everspace 1 and get there, because it's kind of fun. All right. Anyway, so now that all of the deeds have been done, we now have access to Union. So we're going to make sure that we have everything plugged into storage, just like so. I guess I'll get some perks because I haven't invested in anything yet. Oh man, can we even get anything? Okay, we can get some energy orbs. Actually, we'll change our standard perk. I think I want to go close call. No, I don't like that one. Let's just do exit strategy. No, you know what? We're gonna let me be incredibly indecisive in this very complete moment. We're gonna change to defensive massacre, where killing an enemy instantly triggers your shield recharge. I think that might be really valuable since we can get a kill pretty fast with the repeater, and that way we can charge ourselves up much faster, so that we are not hurting for a bruising, cruising for a bruising. That's the expression. It'd be nice to see Everspace 1 story as a DLC to Everspace 2. Technically right now, because you can buy Everspace 1 DLC separate from Everspace 2. When you purchase it, it's the precursor to the events of Everspace 2. Nailed it. That actually works. Also, fun fact, we're developing late game content in Everspace 2 to provide something similar to an experience of Everspace 1 inside of Everspace 2 through a sort of roguelike run aspect that you might be accustomed to from Everspace 1. True story. True story. So that should be fun. I'll wait for the full story. It just seems strange he let him off easy way. Oh yeah, Tom. So I think the other big thing that I neglected to tell you is that in the first game, you're constantly being remade into new bodies, so your memory keeps getting transferred over. So you can die freely and then just come back. That chain of events actually ended. So the clone that I'm flying as and the clone that we just encountered, they're on their last life cycle. They won't be reborn if they die. So he was beat by me. He knew that I bested him because I'm awesome. Get wrecked, scrub. And he was like, peace out. And that's why he left without fighting any further, because he didn't want to officially die. There you go. All right, so enough about the lore and me being a dork. Let's go blow some stuff up. Way cooler. And also check out Union, because I know that you guys want to see more Union stuff. And I even told you that we have adjusted some Union locations, and we're hard at work on more content in Union. That was something we put on a roadmap.
I'm doing the right thing here.
Bubble northing insinuated Narish triumphate.
Same to you, buddy.
So there's going to be more to talk about in this section. Not too much. Not too much. I can't go crazy like I could about Bloodstar, but we can talk a little bit more. What is the name of the bad clone ship?
Let's hope your new wavelength does the trick.
Yeah, it's a G&B heavy fighter, I believe, is what it's using right now.
Hey guys, I have access and I'm going through. Okay, watch your back over there.
There you go. Keep in mind that the game is still in the works. All right, guys. Oh. Sorry, I just really love that. All right, more story spoilers. Light, but there.
Here's Whiz, Fizzbit, Krennic, Dull, Hyperspace.
Hive, are you coming back to me?
Vata, wait, clone? Another bloody clone!
Yeah. Nice to have you back too.
I am eternally damned.
Ah, good old Hive. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's...
I notice that the craft you are piloting is unfamiliar. Don't tell me you have turned outlaw.
Listen, I've not turned outlaw, but I'm also still at odds with the fleet.
Bloodstar!
You can process that, right? It's not too different from last time.
It is possible for us to continue on prior terms on a purely pilot AI basis. My protocols will allow this. And what is our current destination, if I may ask?
Prescott starbase.
That cursed den of vice and scummery. And you tell me you're not an outlaw?
Bloodstar!
My protocols require me to initiate self-destruct. 5, 4, 3, 2...
There is no self-destruct.
Wishful thinking.
Oh man, I missed Hive so much. I know a lot of you guys did too, so there's more story spoilers for you. A lot of people have been actually asking, like, will we have Hive back? Is he gonna be a thing? And for a really long time, I had to say, you know, it's not something we can really discuss, but shoot, dang it. It's public now, guys. Hive is fully realized in the game. He is a companion that you acquire. If you didn't know by now, well, now you know. All right. So, I could float around in this area. We could talk about the Okar a little bit, actually. So let's do that. Oh, right on cue. A couple fighters coming in, interceptors even. So the Okar are absolutely back and in force. But you'll notice that we are not immediately a threat. Now, I mentioned this already earlier in the stream, but just as kind of like a continued sort of explanation of that, remember that in Everspace, well, like this locks in place with the lore, okay? Because we are using the lore to maintain equilibrium inside of the game world that we created. Because you guys know that when a lore is established and then you write more story pertaining to that and you break the lore, it doesn't feel so great. Don't worry, that ain't us. So in Everspace 1, the Okar were always at your throat. This is because, again, you were flying a colonial fighter. It had a colonial signature. Very easy for the Okar to pick up and be like, hey, That's a colonial fighter. We got to go destroy it because they're violating the peace treaties. And we also need to talk with the colonials about what's going on. Well, there's a lot of stuff that went down through the events of Everspace 1, but after those things went down, the beginning of Everspace 2 pits you in a GMB combat vessel in order to protect a group of GMB scavengers. And when you are assisting them, it's very clear that you have gotten rid of that colonial ship that's also bound to a hive unit, by the way. The colonial ships are what have the hive units. So getting rid of that colonial ship, you're no longer connected to the Eterna system, you're no longer tracked by colonials, and you're no longer tracked by the Okar. Boom, boom, boom. 3 very important things, and also why we have other elements in the game designed the way they are and labeled the way they are. Lots of lore going on here. It all is interwoven to make sense for you guys. Not even joking. So, the Okar, technically, should hate us. Technically, they should be destroying our face as hard as possible because we are an illegal colonial military asset existing as a clone. But because we're flying a non-colonial vessel, they can't know that. They don't see that. They don't have that data. They just see, oh, this is just a random freelancer ship. Maybe it's an outlaw, doesn't have any proper signatures on it. So we're gonna leave it alone. But we are gonna police the area, and if they try to do something fancy, we're gonna blow them to smithereens. Because as you know, in Everspace 1, the Okar are the police force of the demilitarized zone. All right, that was a very healthy amount of lore for you guys. So you know that we're binding this all together and how that's shaping and telling the story moving forwards, okay? A lot of stuff and how it all comes together. So this is also why, just gonna throw this out there too, this is also why at the start of Everspace 2, since you've gotten rid of that colonial ship and you're now flying a non-colonial vessel, you're in a GMB ship, it doesn't have a hive unit. You don't have it anymore. You don't get one because now you're in hiding. Okay, so let's go somewhere. Let's go to a specific place. I kind of want to go here so we can talk about one particular thing. And if anybody on the dev team just cringed a little, like, wait, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. So we're gonna head over here. Jay Baldwin, I think not. Dr. Uyu's cringing. Don't worry, I have it under control. But I do want to show you something that was added to Cartwright's Wake. For those of you who are experienced in these territories, we're going to talk about 2 different things, just as a little, you know, tease. All right, first we got to take out some proto scouts. All right. Oh, if we could get a little bit more accurate with that, that could really do some power. All right. So there's 2 different things that are now here that weren't here before. So let's talk about that. First thing is this smuggler base. Oh, we're not allowed to dock there. Okay, all right. Oops, that's an asteroid. Don't worry about that. I'm a professional. Huh. Hey, calm down. I'm trying to show the stream some stuff. Okay, can you just, where'd that other guy go? Go over there. Huh. Okay. All right, cool. Just some stuff. All right, let's head on over to Prescott Starbase because it's a really cool location to look at. I know somebody's watching the stream going, damn it, Eric! You can't stop there! You gotta do the thing! You gotta do it! I love you too. Isn't it exciting to know that we are doing so many cool new things in Everspace 2? Some of you were like, I knew they were gonna do it! I knew it! I knew it was gonna happen! Whoa, calm down. There are still plans. There are still more things happening. I know this is gonna sound really crazy, but the game is not done. Woo! You love the cloud and the gas effects? Yeah, I think that they're coming together really well. I know at one point we were using, what's it called? Some elements of ray tracing for the cloud generation? Is that right, Marco? Marco, are you in the stream? If he is, I need confirmation.
Prescott Starbase, the last functioning colonizational module in the DMZ, repurposed by freelancers as part of the concession.
This place is huge.
It is comparable to a mid-sized shopping mall on the homeworlds. It appears to have gained a veneer of legitimacy.
Looks like the DMZ is changing, Hive.
Oh yeah.
I need to find this Maddox guy, and I need to be subtle about it. All I know is that he's here, and he's expecting Dax at a ramen noodle joint.
There is no Maddox listed in the local directory. I can only suggest manually scouting the local ramen restaurants.
If that's what needs to be done.
Oh man. I'm telling you, guys, you gotta eat at Blue Oyster Noodles. It's the best. Alright? It's super hype. Ray chasing voice actor. Is that what I said? Did I say ray chasing? I meant to say ray tracing. But Dr. Uyu, you would actually know. Because at one point, I mean, you guys have been asking a lot if we're doing any of like the advanced technological goodness that comes out of, you know, the next Unreal Engine build and the next graphics card and the next this, that, and the other thing. And so, yeah, I mean, we've been looking at a lot of implementations for, to make Everspace 2 really pop, right? And ray tracing is absolutely one of those elements that we have been exploring and looking into to see how much it really affects the gameplay, how much more it can make it stand out, while also ensuring that it's not going to kill your potato of a machine so that you wouldn't be able to play the game at all. So definitely know that we have been exploring those options, and within the cloud space of like Zarkov, for example, Zarkov Border Patrol, a lot of that was built out through a lot of different techniques to make it like actual clouds in the game. Like they're physical entities that when you fly into, you can't see. Like you have to fly around them and stuff. It's pretty neato Frito, like a burrito. Why are we talking about burritos when we need to be talking about ramen? Oh man, I'm a big fan of ramen. Volumetric fog, that's... Why am I talking about ray tracing? I'm a professional, guys. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Dr. Uyu. Volumetric fog. Yeah, no, ray tracing is not confirmed. No, it's not. I didn't say that. I was saying that there were aspects of it that I thought went into the volumetric fog, but nope, I'm saying it incorrectly. It's volumetric fog is the big elements that make that happen. Which is really cool because all of the elements that come together through that space are reflected, actually literally if you have a metallic ship, in all the other systems that are in place in order to give you that greatest beautiful texturization through the course of the game.
List your preferences.
Hi, I'd like a ramen with an extra side of information.
Got him.
You're new here, ain't ya?
How could you tell?
Only a rube would be making such an amateur move. You don't go asking questions on Prescott without getting questions asked about you.
Look, I'm trying to find a guy called Maddox.
It's true.
I never heard of him. And I don't divulge client details. Now, unless you're ordering something, I'll suggest you op it.
Fair enough.
Unfortunate, because I really wanted some ramen. What's funny is that we currently have it to where when you stop at these sites, they sell just an absurd amount of ramen. So I wonder if I have enough space. Can we... Yes! The ultimate power gamer right here. We have just bought so much ramen from this place. Now we just need to find those jobs.
That wasn't the place.
We need to find those jobs that are like, we need to deliver ramen. It's like, basically we have Uber Eats jobs, right? We need to get those. Oh my goodness. All right, let's stop here at the Prescott Starbase Authority.
So who do we have here? A custom combat vessel, eyes of a hunter, and the smell of a Byron podhorn during spring season. You're a gun for hire, right?
Yeah, I am.
Alright then, we've got some assignments on the board, but there's one job that has priority above all else. A gang of outlaws just ambushed some traveling merchants.
Unfortunate.
We know where they're hiding, but I can't go in with my own team, else they'll see us coming light sex away.
That's fair.
All right, consider it done.
Good. You'll find them in a bunch of caves in Smuggler's Wheel. Here are the coordinates.
Beautiful. Can I go to Smuggler's Wheel? Hang on a second, I need to check my notes. My secret notes. Because again, we've been updating a lot of Union, guys, and I want to make sure that I'm not showing you stuff that would, you know, inherently get me fired. So give me 1 second. Okay, so no, that one's clean. Good, perfect. Sweet. All right, so we are going to go ahead and head on over in that direction. Shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. It's a shame we can't sell our ramen here for like massive profit. Because I know for a fact that the Prescott Starbase Authority are big fans of ramen. I could upsell this so hard. So hard. Repair my ship? It's only just a little bit of armor damage, but okay. We'll also get our missiles back too. Let's actually stop by the Freelancer hangar. Because I'm obviously being silly by buying all the ramen. I'm just gonna sell the ramen back. We need space. Oh, ship dealer. I didn't actually check if I can show this or not yet. So I'm really glad that that didn't show a new ship right out of the gates. So we're gonna go to the shop. We're gonna sell this ramen. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, if that would have shown a new ship, which I don't actually know are implemented yet. You guys know that we are working on new ships for the April update, right? You guys know that? If you missed the Kickstarter update, first off, what the heck? Go read the Kickstarter update. We have a full line of new stuff that we're coming out with. We have this entire roadmap for the rest of this year. Well, mostly for this year. There could be more. And two of those things are actually player ships. Why isn't he right-clicking? It's driving me nuts. What do you mean? What do you, like, oh. Oh! I'm so used to pressing F. I want to pay respects at the same time that I sell something. There it is. Got it. Beautiful. Okay. So let's go ahead and fly on out of here. And go to another ramen stall. Roadmap update. Michael's dropping it. Thank you so much for doing that for Twitch. I'm sure YouTube's gonna get it in just a second. Definitely recommend.
Chashu, tonkotsu, miso. Make your order on left panel.
Wait, is this restaurant fully automated?
Noodles made to the best precision and highest hygiene standards.
In which case you have no human management on site.
This fully automated enterprise is managed remotely.
I'm looking for a guy called Maddox?
Request does not compute. No guy of name description found. Chashu, tonkotsu, miso. Make your order.
Oh, forget it.
Man, I kind of want some miso soup now, though. Anyway. Keep going.
We had ramen at G&B every day. I hated it. Any idea why it's so popular all
What a
over
jerk.
Live?
The favorability of ramen noodles in off-world settings can be explained by the ease of transportation and the longevity of the freeze-dried ingredients, necessitating only boiled H2O and a dash of toppings to activate. And...
Okay, I get it.
See, Hive gets it. Hive gets me. All right, last one.
What do you want?
I'll take a... Screw it. Can't even pretend I want some ramen. Honestly, I can't stand this stuff.
Nah, no, right? How do people stand it? Warm, fatty water with slimy spaghetti and crumblets?
So
I
good.
have no idea why they go so nuts for it.
Yeah, it's a real mystery to me. I was just discussing it with my AI.
Yeah, I'm a dumplings guy myself. Anyway, what can I do you for?
Dumplings are good.
I'm looking for a guy named Maddox.
Oh, you're looking for Maddox, are you? Huh.
I've come quite a long way to find him.
Well, I can't help you with that, but since you're a valued customer, I can lead you to someone who can. You should meet a guy called Daryl. He usually hangs out at the casino. I'll let him know you're coming.
Much obliged.
Yeah, see you around.
Neat. Whoop, 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 whoop. Here we go.
Nice guy. Let's go see what this Daryl has to say.
Indeed. Let's see what he has to say. You'll also notice that this city is being well protected by the Okar, who are dealing with all of the outlaw threats about to ensure peace and safety ensured for all of the vessels flying about. All these little vehicles. See them? Brightly colored lights. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Don't want any outlaw fighters in here. That would be silly. All right, last stop.
Hi, I'm looking for a guy named Daryl.
It's me. Yeah, a restaurant called Ahead. So you're the guy looking for Maddox.
Is he here?
Does it look like it? I just want to get a look at the size of you before I determine what you're about.
Okay. I'm a friend of his former colleague.
Whatever. Listen, you know who I represent?
This guy.
Should I?
You should. Asking questions about the place like a total newbie. You gotta learn to go through the right channels like everyone else.
I wasn't looking for trouble.
Well, okay then. You know for next time. You know my name, you know where to find me.
Yeah, sure. Now I know.
I'm gonna let you off the hook this one time. No excuses next time, got it?
Do you know where Maddox is or not?
As a matter of fact, I do. But he's been keeping a low profile, trying to avoid people like you.
Who is he hiding from exactly?
Who knows? Maybe he's a little paranoid, maybe it's a real thing. But the airwaves have been buzzing with rumors and he ain't taking no chances.
I can assure you I have no ill intent. I just want to talk to him.
Well, we don't know you, so we need to see if you can be trusted.
Fair.
I'm gonna ask that you do a little job for us first. So if you can carry this out, then we can talk more.
Okay then.
I need you to pick up a package, but it's in a hard-to-reach location. It's an old raided settlement inside the system.
Okay, I'll do this. But I need assurances from you that you give me the information I need when I get back.
Hey, Scout's honor.
All right, cool. So now we have a task to go to Cephas Downs. Unfortunately, we're going to have to pause our continued storytelling here because I can't go there yet right now. But do know that we have still 20 more minutes during the stream where I can answer questions, do some side missions, talk about any of the new stuff that we revealed today, and also give more clarity for anything that I said that maybe sounded like I was saying something else, i.e. ray tracing is not in the game. Just putting that out there one more time. I know that is something we've been dabbling with, but no guarantees if it's going to show up or not. We want to make sure that everything invested into the game experience is intentional and what opportunities it provides. So please, 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 please understand me there. I need a little bit of alcohol for that exchange. All right, perfect. Let's see. We can probably get this DMZ research
Daryl guy
thing.
had some attitude.
I am no judge of human behavior, much less swamp life behavior.
I mean, I should check out the lead, otherwise I'm at a dead end. Can't let this prospect slip through my fingers or I'll be stuck in the DMZ forever.
It would appear your iteration is exhibiting a questionable level of gullibility.
Oh, come on, Hive. Sometimes you gotta trust a little in life.
You say the DMZ has changed, but it appears to me you have changed somewhat more.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. So there was a lot of conversation there, and you guys were poking in, saying a couple different things. Can we punch NPCs in the face? I mean, technically speaking, when the graphic of an NPC shows up, you can punch your monitor, but there might be ramifications to that, which I would not recommend doing. All right. I think there was something else that was mentioned. I want to ensure that we've got all things covered. Can we see some Space Marine flying with jetpacks around the base? Probably not. Let's see. Forget about it. Yeah, okay. You guys understand. I like it. Good. Hive sass, always. 100% guaranteed. Let's see. Valued customer, you never bought his wares, but we were nice and he liked us. Therefore, valued customer. It might use some tweaking. I feel you. Don't worry. Dialogue's not completely done. Can I get better items when I fight the Okar? This is a very interesting question from Blaucube. So, long story short, we have a lot of ideas in mind for how we want to, create more items through the game space. Now, we even just covered a very minor amount of additions here today, where I didn't even tell you the specifics of where Bloodstar is located. You guys know that I had to go to specific locations to engage with Bloodstar. This is really important. So I'm glad you asked this question. Bloodstar are found specifically in Cedo. That's where they reside. So you see the deep fields, you see the shattered planetoid, you see it says unknown region, the hinterlands down here. That is where Bloodstar mostly operates and where they do their hit and run missions and protect their bases and stuff. They might maybe stretch into G&B mining fields to try and, ambush G&B once in a while, but you're mostly seeing them here in Cedo. And each of the factions that we're going to be introducing, these variant factions is how I'm going to call them, they're going to have a stake, a claim at some location around the known systems of the DMZ. This is actually something we kind of addressed with just dropping the roadmap itself, because each new location that's coming also has new enemy types and equipment. Each of them, because there's something very specific that you can find at these locations. So, do you want a Bloodstar repeater? Guess what? You're not going to find it in Union, unless you get real lucky from a vendor. We're talking real lucky. Maybe you go to the black market, you got some Bloodstar equipment you could buy there. But otherwise, if you want it, you're gonna have to pull it off of the dead corpse of a Bloodstar ship by going back to Cedo and exploring in their territory. All right? So now you can start deciding like, oh, well, I want to build up, that set item bonus for that one specific thing. You can make that decision, go to the locations and start putting in the effort. It's not going to just randomly drop wherever you're at in complete RNG. That would, honestly, I think that might be a little painful. Say we have like some 10 plus set opportunities. I'm throwing out a random number. There's no guarantee how many there's going to be. It could be 4, it could be 50. I don't know. Okay. So, but if there's like a lot of different sets and you could randomly get them all over the place, it could take a really long time to get even one synergy paired with one another, right? So this is a very intentionally designed how if you want to go for those sets, if you want to go for those manufacturing bonuses, you put the emphasis in a certain location and you put in that work. You know what you're going to get, or you know what you're perceivably going to get. Puts more control in you guys, the players, as you're going about this game world. Okay. Torben is heading out. See you later. Thanks for sticking around for the streams. Delightful. Will each ship have more inventory slots? Yeah, there's varied inventory slots currently. It's still something we're kind of taking into account. We want to make sure that a player isn't choosing a ship just based on inventory slots alone. So as a balancing act, we're making sure that we're not making a very loot-focused game centered around holding as much loot as possible, if that makes sense. We'll see what we can do to make sure that no ship feels inherently better than another just because of that fact. Hitting this act 2, been nice talking. Oh yeah, that's great. Thanks for swinging by, Casper, and all of the responses that you were able to provide. You guys have been awesome. I can't accidentally farm a faction to extinction, right? I don't think we have plans to make it to where you like permanently destroy a faction. So while we do have like these different regions, right? Like there's different regions you can visit. I want to put a lot of emphasis on this. I know this came up in a previous stream. You are not like doing some type of faction war game where it's like, this is owned by GMB and this is owned by the outlaw faction Bravo leaders, you know, and you have to like battle the Bravo leaders until you can take over their bases and GMB moves into this territory and it provides new unique opportunities. Is that really cool and awesome and amazing to some degree or capacity? Yeah, I'm not going to deny that, but it's not in the vision of our game. That's not what we are out to do. There's not going to be like these faction-based zonal wars that are going on. So basically, long story short, cutting to the chase here, if you want to encounter Bloodstar, you go to the Bloodstar locations. They reside in the west part of Cedo. There might be story-driven components that might modify those things, but it's never something to where if you do very specific elements that it eradicates a certain faction or environment entirely. There might be changes to a space, like say, we'll throw this out there because I've given it as an example before. If you destroy a base and then you leave and you come back, it's not like it's going to be in perfect operation again. It might be that it's just out of commission. It might be that somebody else moves in. There might be those sort of added little details, but pertaining to how the factions are interacting and moving about, no, there's not really going to be that style of depth to the faction system. A lot of our emphasis is far more into the itemization and crafting your ship the way that you desire it and how you're navigating this game space to complete jobs, missions, you know, those types of things. Oh. In the first Everspace, I really enjoyed fighting around black holes and in close proximity to stars where everything would overheat rapidly. Can we expect similar environmental hazards in later areas? Yes. Yeah. All right. Farming for builds in specific places is okay. All right, yeah. That's what we're going for. Another question here. For the next patch content, could we have something big to grind, like new types of reputation other than GMB, or really challenging long missions? I mean, bro, I'm telling you, like new enemies, new items that you can collect from those enemies. I even hinted at, you know, another challenge set. Like there's gonna be new stuff to do. We just have to make it. So we have over a year out. There's gonna be a lot of stuff added over the course of that. We just can't produce it all in a couple of months. Like you'll get what you're wanting. You just gotta give us time to make it. What if, oh my goodness. What if I have ramen and ramen's needed for a quest, be it separate so I can have ramen for mission to sell rest of normal ramen? You kind of lost me there, but basically, long story short, when you take jobs that require specific commodity, you have to obtain that commodity in some degree or capacity. So if you buy ramen from this ramen stall and stash it away, and then somebody asks you for ramen down the line, you could absolutely use it, for sure. Also, currently in the game, after you visited the ramen stalls, they close. So if, for those of you who are thinking, oh, well, I'll absolutely load up on ramen and then store it all and bypass the RNG completely. I like how clever you're trying to be. I do. But know that we are looking into ways that items are going to be needed to be found in order to be used for those jobs. And we'll also have locations that don't just vanish after you visit them, that do provide very specific commodities. This is a core foundation in how the trading system will work once we get that situated and plugged into the game space. Effectively meaning there will be stations that have certain goods and sell at certain prices versus other ones to provide resource options for you to accrue a fairly decent amount of credits and a fairly decent amount of time. I just bought this game like 5 seconds ago, super stoked. What are you doing watching the stream? Go play it. No, that's awesome. That's exciting. And be sure to utilize the Steam feedback forums in order to provide all of your suggestions and thoughts on the matter, because we really value that.
Excuse me, you cannot dock here. This runway needs to be cleared immediately. I am expecting an important shipment at any moment now.
Don't listen to it. Its fragile cyber brain cannot comprehend that the shipment it's talking about already passed us by days ago.
The system is not capable of such errors.
We even received a message that it ended up in transit limbo. You read it yourself. It says the jars are stuck at the border to Zharkov. Probably already making little jar babies and figuring out elaborate jar retirement plans.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Removing cargo from a Gradian Brunt warehouse is illegal.
If you get caught.
It is. But sometimes cargo just vanishes.
She gets me.
I don't know. What do you think, sir?
It happens.
You're speaking as an expert?
Of things vanishing from stations? I guess, if you put it that way.
Well, how about I give you the shipment signature? If you happen to stumble across it, you could just let us know.
It is peculiar how quickly people confide in you.
Maybe I just come across as a trustworthy guy.
Or as a crook for hire.
Oh, Hive, I love you. Okay, so a couple things. So first is a question from Spoot Knight. While there would not be military-grade deployments in other regions, might there be small skirmishes, some say Bloodstar fighters against normal outlaw fighters? Spoot Knight, it's actually more than possible that we do something like that in the future, where you have small-time engagements and skirmishes between various factions that are vying for power in a region. It's not something on the priority list because, again, we are still needing to add more content, but we are absolutely going to be revisiting AI patterns and faction engagements in the future if we've got time to spare for that, right? Just to build the game world to make it feel a little bit more alive and real. So definitely, though, that's something we have also thought about internally. What about finding a wrecked carrier or big ship you can upgrade to be your mobile base? That is a very interesting idea. We have actually talked about a number of different ways to ensure the player has access to their home base, including that fast travel system that we've talked about. So Mr. Nest 28, you're just gonna have to wait it out and see what we come up with in the future. So that's all I can say to that. Can we sort of drop trailing mines? Did sort of blow up enemies chasing us? Space caltrops. I like the idea of space caltrops. That actually sounds really cool. Currently, the mines in the game, do we have any? Yes, we do. The mines in the game launch forward. Everspace 1, the mines drop backwards. Interesting. Very interesting. So, also know that we are not done with consumables. We're not done with secondaries. Shoot, we're not even done with primaries. We're not done with a lot of content. So there could very much be the addition of new types. I kind of like the idea of caltrops, space caltrops, like kind of a scatter gun. It's like a reverse mine launcher for the gunship, right? That's kind of what I'm envisioning. I like that idea, but we'll see where we go from there. We'll see what we can do. I found the, okay. Mephisto Lord, appropriately named, talking about loot goblins from Diablo. It's his favorite mob. And he wants a loot goblin-like ship you can chase and it drops lots of loots. That would be pretty dope, wouldn't it?
I'm on him.
Will you fight special factions like Bloodstar if you go to a temporary location generated in their regions from signal decoders or jobs? Yes, and I would actually show you that. The problem is that our temporary locations in this particular build are borked, so going to have to do that for another stream. I want mines that fire downward. Man, you guys, I don't even know what to say. It's like you guys mines and the ability to throw them forward so you know exactly where they're going versus dropping them behind to leave them behind. Both of these make sense, but if we're getting into like territory, it's like you customize the direction you launch a mine. Whoo, man, do you really want us to spend time to develop that into the game? Or will you let us add more content, you know? Could it be cool? I don't disagree, but... Oh, like it's a negative attribute, like another modifier? I mean, okay, I'm feeling you there, but... I could see a modifier with the mine launcher be, it drops behind instead of launches forward. But going in all the different directions, like if we're saying we want it to drop down, right? That kind of, it's setting a precedence there, right? Because now it's like, well, maybe missiles you launch fire downward, or maybe a weapon fires downward or backwards. It starts we're getting into some sticky territory, right? So I don't think it wouldn't be cool. I think it would be a lot of work for a little effect. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. All right, let's fly around. We got 4 minutes. I want you guys to keep asking me questions, and I will visit another location here. Remember those rude Everspace 1 outlaw thieves? Oh yeah, I certainly remember them. They are called outlaw cargo thieves. They were included in an update later in the game. Specifically through the DLC, actually. The DLC adds them. Excelsior, oh my gosh. I just now read this. He says, toggle the inertia dampeners and turn around when firing your mines. It's not the same and you know it, but that was clever. That was clever. No community stuff this week? So, prepping community stuff can take an awful long time. And I really wanted to talk about a lot of these new systems and stuff that we are incorporating, like the new Bloodstar enemies, the new weapons, and kind of give you a rundown as how factions are going to be introduced to the game space, right? And I also wanted to fly around Union. I didn't really get to that so much because answering questions and stuff, it happens. But we're gonna do community stuff more frequently for sure. So next week we'll very likely go back into community showcase. If you guys missed the stream last week, holy cow. Some of the stuff, oh my gosh, this place is beautiful, by the way. Here, let me just do this. Some of the stuff that comes out of the community is, it's surreal. It really is. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. It's just mind-boggling. And we will be showing more community stuff, be it fan art, be it screenshots, and the like, as we continue these streams. But there was just a lot to talk about today. Goodness gravy. Beautiful. What about mines? Maintain ship's momentum. For example, when you're going forward, they'll fly forward, but when you fly backwards, they'll go backwards. I mean, that's an interesting idea. I think that you guys are getting into the territory of suggesting ideas at the end of this stream, and I want to put emphasis on the fact that if you've got a suggestion or an idea that you think could make a certain item more valuable, to head on over to those Steam forums, because that's where those eyes can generate a lot of conversation and dialogue around them. And it will be a really healthy, good time, because we will see it. We will put it in our notebook. We'll even give you a sweet response too. It's a really fun time. Otherwise, guys, I'm actually at the end of the stream. I know that we started a couple minutes late, and I do apologize for that. Rest assured, I've got some top-notch technicians working with me to ensure the streams go as smoothly as possible, so we'll crank out those kinks for the next one. And we'll also talk about and show more of that community content that's such a delicious treat. You guys have been going crazy. That goes into the Discord. Let me see if this button works. Is it gonna work? No, my buttons are borked for the stream, so I'm gonna awkwardly click outside and just go right back over to here where all of our social media stuff exists. Go into the Discord, Twitch and YouTube are there. We've also got Twitter. And Will, I think I've mentioned this before and I keep forgetting to remind you, I really think we should actually just add the Steam forums on this, like above the bar that says suggestions, feedback, ideas, Steam forums, and just like have that there since we talk about it so much. Also, Instagram is where you see a lot of those beautiful screenshots from our community as well. So definitely highly recommend that one, sincerely. And we have a lot of really popping off conversations in Reddit as well. So just pick your poison, get involved, make your statements, and we'll have a really good time together. Oh my goodness, you guys have been awesome today. It has been such a fantastic treat to engage with you. If I missed your question, if there was something you said and I completely just ignored you, it's not because I don't love you. You're actually really important to me, believe it or not. And I encourage you to go to that Discord and go to the Ask Dev Questions channel and just straight up ask us in there. I also encourage you to check out the Frequently Asked Questions channel before you do that to see if it's already been answered, because we have a healthy number of responses already categorized that might just give you the response that you need. Okay, guys, I have been Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games, living to serve you all day, every day, pertaining to all things Everspace 2. You have been awesome. I said that backwards, whatever. Don't stop being awesome, and we'll catch you next stream and also catch up on all that really sweet diggity community content. All right, toodles! Something else I didn't mention is that one of the locations I can't go to is because we're going to be doing another character soon. So don't miss the streams.